Greetings to everybody out there in the massage and bodywork industry. My name's Mike Williams. I'm a co-school owner of the Center for Massage and Natural Health in Asheville, North Carolina. And I've had many questions about the impact and the implications of the new Department of Ed gainful employment rule. And I'd like to spend just a few minutes kind of walking you through the key points. Understand that this new Department of Ed GE rule, GE stands for Gainful Employment, is over 700 pages. So this is going to be a very high level kind of Cliff Notes impact review, and hopefully will help you understand what schools, prospective students, prospective employers, and essentially the entire industry might experience in a very negative manner in the next 6 months. So what this is about is the department published new rules on October the 31st. That's basically 1 month ago. And those new rules rely on the programs that are providing Department of Education funding for their students to meet certain student outcomes over a period of years. And that will play itself out over kind of a 1 to 3 year period. The other component is immediate program eligibility is determined through these new rules. And the big area that you may have heard about is the impact on a rule called the 150% rule. The 150% rule used to allow programs, program managers, schools, content developers, curriculum writers, develop a program that actually would be exceeding the requirements of a given state by up to 150%. So specifically, for example, in North Carolina, the minimum state licensure requirement is 500 hours. So heretofore, our program could be up to 150% or up to 750 hours. Our particular program, 654. So we did not choose to go that full length, but many schools have, and that makes their program a little bit more in depth and have time to cover more material. The state licensure requirement will be the new limit as to what any school that's participating in Title IV programs, which allows students to gain grants and loans to be able to continue to participate in that program. And that's what I refer to when I say program eligibility. In the new world, which becomes effective after June the 30th, 2024, anybody that's currently enrolled in a program in one of these eligible schools can continue throughout their end of their program. But on the very next day, July the 1st, 2024, all programs must fall into compliance with whatever their state minimum licensing requirement is, which is a really, really, really big deal. It's a big deal and has significant impact nationally. And I want to go over a couple of those key areas with you. First of all, there are 23 states that currently require less than 600 hours. The vast majority of those states actually are the same as North Carolina. Florida is another state that requires 500 hours. So in the old eligibility rules, those programs or those schools in those states with only 500 hours could offer programs that would go up to 750 hours. In the new rule, they can't do that anymore. The program actually has to be the exact same as whatever the state articulates, either by rule or by legislation, to be the state minimum requirement. And so for us, as things stand today, on July 1st, 2024, for us to continue to be program eligible for our students, then we would have to adjust our program from 654 hours down to 500 hours. There are other schools that would have to change their program from 750 hours down to 500 hours. That's a big deal, and it's very difficult to run through all of the logistics to make all of that happen in such a short time frame. For example, many schools have long-term leases. They have facility commitments. They have multiple classrooms because of their existing program limits. So to just change all of that could have a fundamental economic impact on these schools. It could also, reducing schedules for obvious reason, would eliminate some classes that are being taught. And so these same schools have long-term relationships with faculty members and contracts, and all of that is scheduled to be exceptionally impactful, almost to where it's like a punctuated shock and awe event that's getting ready to occur. So you've got faculty, you've got students, you've got funding all being potentially impacted. So in summary, we actually estimate that there's about 250 to 300 massage therapy programs that are institutionally eligible for Title IV funding. And just, for everybody to understand, here at Center for Massage, we really believe our mission is to provide a high quality educational experience and enable all people, regardless of their financial wealth or privilege, to be able to actually attend and learn these skills and go out and make for a gainful employment career experience for themselves. And so ironically, we find it quite intriguing that the new gainful employment rule will actually, for us, eliminate the potential for many students to get a Pell Grant. And the reason for that is because any program that falls less than 600 hours is no longer Pell Grant eligible. The students could still be loan eligible, but they're not grant eligible. And the concern there is that if the students don't receive a grant, the loan funding won't be enough for them to be able to afford to come to school. So overall, even, for example, here at Center for Massage, we routinely have roughly 30 to 50, maybe 60 students in a given year that participate in Title IV. And, at least half of those students are participating with Pell Grants. And we're one of the more diverse programs that we're aware of, because at least half of our students are cash-based students. But across the nation, we would anticipate that if there are 250 to 300 schools participating in the program, that there would be at least, like I just said, at least 100 schools that could be impacted by these new rules, where their students would become grant ineligible. And if that were the case, the simple math would project that there could be potentially 3,000 to 6,000 students that literally can't afford to go to their programs across the United States. We think that's a big deal, because we think the massage industry needs all of our graduates. They need people to be able to enter the field and to continue to grow the presence of qualified and skilled massage and bodywork therapists. We also think it's a big deal because for the first time, the federal government is now regulating how many hours a school can provide based on the minimum state requirement. Not necessarily the recommended, but the minimum. And we know ABMP, AMTA, CompTIA, the Federation of State Therapy Massage Boards, etc., have all recommended, and the Compact recommends ranges between 600 and 650 hours. So what can you do? Because as of now, the fear is that the quality of students may go down because the schools are being reductive in terms of having to reduce their hours to be able to continue to participate. So what can you do? There's, at the federal level, there's a representative, a House of Representative, legislator, and he has produced the Smucker Amendment, and you can contact his organization in Pennsylvania or your own House representative and senator and let them know that you support the Smucker Amendment. The Smucker Amendment would actually prevent the Department of Ed to use any financial funding to implement the 150% reductive rule. The other thing you can do is get active in your own local and state arena and let your representatives know that you have concerns about any state minimums of less than 600 hours, because it literally will be reducing the eligibility for any future student in your state to be able to receive a Pell Grant. And we think that will have severe and significant consequences to the future population of our massage therapists, but also to the future population of schools as well. So once again, my name is Mike Williams. If there's anything we can do for you here at the Center for Massage and Natural Health, any questions or what have you, please let us know, and we're happy to help in any way we can. We appreciate your getting involved, and you do make a difference. Not only do you make a difference in your massage therapy treatment sessions, you're also a huge voice, and it's time to exercise that voice both locally and nationally, and you do make a difference. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much.